Why are you running for state representative?
I'm running for state representative because I want to change things for the better. We all know about the Medicaid cuts of 2005. They were broad and deep, and they hurt a lot of people. And I know very intimately how terrible they were. They affected me personally, and they affected a lot of the people that I know. And I think it's this, the Medicaid cuts, the people that are affected by it are the canaries in the coal mine. And the whole medical system is a economic drag on us as a whole. It's hurting us as far as jobs. It's hurting us personally, and it's costing us a lot of money. So I think that we have a historical opportunity to fix health care. And it's the number one issue. It's hurting our economy. It's hurting people personally, and it needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed now.
How would you go about undoing the Medicaid cuts if you are elected next year, especially if the budget is tighter than this budget?
Well, we need to be smart, but I think it would be very smart to bring the federal dollars back home to Missouri. We've turned away more than $1 billion so far in federal money that would ultimately, if we do it smart, help our economy, and not just help people, but help the economy. And I think that we need to shift in priorities where we are not giving tax credits away to affluent people that really isn't helping us. Our growth rate is lagging behind other states, yet we're fourth in the nation in these tax credits. And I think that if we do it smart and help real people, help poorer people, help the middle class, I think that ultimately that would help us the most, and we would be able to afford that, because I think bringing the federal dollars back to Missouri would be smart.
Okay. The University of Missouri Columbia is within the 25th district. What is sort of your vision to help the university go forward in the next few years?
I envision helping the university in a bunch of ways. We have the highest tuition in the Big 12. There's only one state connected to Missouri, and that's Illinois, that has a higher tuition than we do. And I think if students aren't able to afford to go to college, and some of them, the very best students, aren't able to afford to go to college, and the ones that can go to college are paying off student loans for decades, we need to do something about tuition so that we could, so that the university does what they say that they're all about, that is helping the regular student go to college. That would be one thing. Two, we need to support research. We need to not tie the hands of researchers, because we do not know what cures that they could come up with if we do not tie their hands, both financially and tie their hands just by putting burdensome rules on them. I think we need to make student loans more affordable. And selling off MOHELA the way that it was done, I do not think is good for students and ultimately the university.
Session to deal with a economic development plan that included a number of tax credits. Were you opposed to that bill, and would you vote to repeal some of those tax credits if you were a state representative?
Yeah, well, as you might be aware, I work as a legislative advocate in Jefferson City, and I spend a great deal of time down there. And during the conference meetings that they have down there and the committee meetings, if you may notice, a lot of legislators are eating food, and it's paid for people that are able to afford to pay for lobbyists, pay for the food of the legislators down there. And they are the people that ultimately get the tax credits, and not the people who cannot afford to do that. I want to be the type of representative that represents everyone, not just someone that is able to hire lobbyists or someone that is able to buy a meal for a legislator. I want to represent everyone. One of the tax credits given away last year in the session, and this is, under the Blunt administration, I think that it has reached new heights, the amount of tax credits given away. And one of the things that happened was they gave a tax credit to just one person that was buying up land in St. Louis, many acres of land in St. Louis that was not being taken care of, that was lying in fallow, letting the buildings crumble in order to buy it cheaper, and then have a tax credit so he could come in and develop it later. It wasn't good for the city, and that would be one thing I would be against. I think that special interests have taken control of Jefferson City, and I think the people need to take it back, and that I will do everything that I can under if I would get elected, to change things, to level the playing field so that everyone has a seat at the table, and not just people that are able to hire a
possible contender for this seat, that the Judy Baker's successor should be a woman.
I think the best person that represents the people of the 25th should be the ultimate winner.
Should be elected over
whoever that
either Sean Spence or Mary Still.
First of all, I think that both of them would make excellent representatives. I think that I'm the best person for the job because we have a historical opportunity to fix healthcare. I have seen the healthcare system inside and out. I've been working with it for 18 years out of necessity because of my unique situation. I have been a patient. I have worked inside the healthcare system under several different capacities, legislatively, in hospitals as a counselor, for an independent living center, for a research group that was trying to improve lives of people with spinal cord injuries. I've seen the healthcare system from many different angles, and I have a lot of ideas how to fix it. I think that we could fix it at reasonable costs where people have better service while at the same time it's not going to cost the state a whole bunch. And I think it'll be good economically for the state. I have a diverse background. I come from a family that had a small business and a small farm. And I've worked, many different jobs, and I've been thinking about policy for a long time. My major was in political science, and I've been thinking of ways to improve the system, to bring jobs to Missouri, to improve the educational system, and to improve the healthcare system. Everything is connected, and I think that I have the most diverse background of the other people that are running.